Each drawing on the cover actually is from a different single from the project. My name's Ryan Woods. I'm an artist from Knoxville, Tennessee, now based in Los Angeles, California. I grew up playing music in like school band and singing in choir, and that's kind of how I found my love for music, wanting to be an artist, write my songs and sing them for people. I think when I started writing, I was really into like Ed Sheeran and like Shawn Mendes, Harry Styles, those kinds of people. I was trying to write songs like them. So I was into really big like pop music, and then I was also into like really niche like indie music. I think I over the years have just gotten better at like putting my own twist on those things, I guess. And I kind of stopped trying to write like radio music and started writing more personal, from the heart kind of stuff. It's gotten more balanced over the years, I guess, is a good way to say it. Just got discovered by my manager on the internet. I started off just posting covers for songs. A lot of them were like the artists I just mentioned. Like my manager started setting up writing sessions and introducing me to different people in the music industry. And pretty much all of them were in Los Angeles. So I started visiting and working with producers and writers out here, meeting with agents and labels. Yeah, it just kind of naturally became the place I felt like I needed to be. A lot of cows and stuff like that. So there's not a lot of music industry there. That's how I ended up here. I'm loving it. Been here like 4 years. Love all my friends I've made and all the connections I've made here. And everyone I work with, I really enjoy it. It started as like just a song I wrote before I moved to Los Angeles. I had made my room slash studio in the basement of their house. I went through a lot in that time period. I was in the basement and it kind of became like a sanctuary for me. I was going through a lot of like mental health stuff, like anxiety and depression. I was kind of dealing with that for the first time. And that's where I kind of discovered my love for writing music and expressing myself. And all the songs on that EP I wrote in the basement, just kind of felt like I had created like a little bit of a world in the basement. I've been doing all my recent stuff in like a proper studio. I usually start things just in my room. Once I have a good idea of how I want to finish it, I'll take it in. And I mean, I learned a lot. It was kind of my first stab at like, making a complete like project. There wasn't a whole lot of like planning going into it. It was kind of just a collection of songs I wrote in the basement. So, there's kind of this like character that is like I'm developing, that kind of, I guess, alter ego is a good way to explain it. I was like, okay, this is cool. That was like the best I could do at that time. I learned a lot about what I like and don't like, because I was like my first like experiment on doing an album or an EP. I think I just learned how to like express myself better since then, like put my feelings into words in better ways that people can understand better. We like set up a backdrop in my room and we shot it. And I was already living in LA, so I wasn't in the basement, or else we would have shot it in the basement. But I was already in LA, and I don't know if you knew this, but no one in LA has basements. We kind of just made it look like we were in a dark place. All the drawings on it, I drew just in a little sketchbook and then scanned in and overlaid it on Photoshop. And each drawing on the cover actually is from a different single from the project, and I kind of incorporated them all onto the like full EP cover. It was fun. It's kind of a weird fit. They're like a rock label. Yeah, I'm like a weird fit there, but I think it's cool. I think because I'm like different from everything else they've signed, they have a lot of fun working on my stuff. Vice versa, they fun to work with people who are excited about you, truly love what you're doing. And yeah, it just kind of happened naturally through the years. I used to get like panic attacks like in the middle of the night and like wake up and not being able to like breathe for no reason. General depression, and like I didn't know what was like out in the world for me until I found music. And yeah, I didn't have a lot going for me. I just like sat in the basement, played video games or something. Yeah, I got into music and it kind of gave me this purpose and kind of awakened me to like the problems I had. And several people in my life have committed suicide, unfortunately, and it's always been sensitive to me. So I think music alleviates suffering. I think that it kind of goes hand in hand with mental health. When I chose to do music, I knew I wanted to help people also. So whether I can do that through music or another way, that's great. Way more than I ever thought. I did a tour like a year ago and I was playing around the US and I played a show in, I think it was Houston, Texas. A girl came up to me after the show and like gave me this like ring that she made and was like, "You saved my life," basically. And I was like, "I saved your life? Like me?" That's crazy. And she told me a story about how she was like really going through a hard time and considering suicide. And I guess my song came on randomly in the background, and it was my song How I'm Feeling, which is like purely about like feeling like absolute shit and not knowing why or what to do. So that song came on and it gave her a sense of like warmth and like someone to relate to. There were so many other stories, just people that like came up to me and were like, this song really got me through like a tough time. That's the most rewarding part, I think, of making music. King of the Basement, I wrote like in a pretty like dark and confusing time in my life. And since I put that out, my life has gotten a lot better mentally, physically. I'm healthier, I'm happier. I've learned how to, love myself properly and take care of myself. Learned how to like love other people and, stuff like that. So that's kind of what the theme of this next project is. And Garden was like the perfect first song to put out. There's a line in it where I reference King of the Basement, where I say, "I'm finally out of the basement." And it's kind of referencing the actual basement, but also like the basement in my head. I guess the dark part. We went into the garden and we found happiness, we found love, we found life, we found friends, we found peace. Life is a lot brighter for me now. There's a lot more like beauty in my day. That's kind of why I wrote Garden. It was just kind of like I'm so tired of being sad, man. Like I just want to write a happy song. And like whenever I'm putting out the first song of like a new project, I want it to be like an upbeat, catchy song, and it just kind of naturally became that. I'm actually getting ready to put out a cover. It's called Lovin' You, originally by Minnie Riperton. It's like an old song from the 60s, I think. I've always loved that song. I grew up singing it all the time. I decided to make my own little remix of it. I'm also finishing an album and say it's like 80% done. I'm trying to put it out in the fall. And I'll probably have like 2 or 3 more singles in between then. So yeah, that's what's going on. Just music, putting out a new project. Excited for. Other than that, I'm just living life. Been playing Minecraft way too much. I don't have anything like soon, but I'm planning a tour in either this fall or like early next year. I kind of just want to put out 5 or 6 songs before I start playing again because I kind of got tired of the old songs. So I want to like build up a new catalog. I want to do like a album release party or something, or a release show where I just play the whole album live when it comes out. But that's a few months away. So if I have one piece of advice or like wisdom, I guess it's this is a metaphor I made up and it's helped me with like a lot of things in my life, but it's just a saying and it goes, you can't control the wind, but you can trim your sails. Meaning like you're on a sailboat and life is like a sailboat and you're just kind of going with the wind. It's not a cruise ship. There's not a buffet everywhere. It's just a sailboat. We're just chilling. We're going with the wind. If it starts to rain, then go inside. You know, if it